Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry for the slight delay. I lost track of time and almost fell asleep on the couch. I am very excited to open this figure, but it's been a long couple of weeks. This guy I was actually going to unbox and do a recorded video for, but I mean, come on, it's Chuckles. This is one of the figures that I had to open with friends. So I'm happy to be doing it with you guys all here tonight. I'm very, very excited to get this figure out of the box. Most of you probably who are watching tonight have been hanging out with me before when I've talked about Chuckles, talked about how excited I am to get Chuckles, talking about how Chuckles is my favorite character. Sorry, my favorite figure, but in my head canon, probably my favorite character as well. So very, very excited to get this guy out of the box. But before I do, gotta say hello to the chat. Master Versal Toy Hunter is hanging out. Smiler67 says, Adam gets his Chuckles from Hasbro. Isn't that funny? He's been looking forward to Chuckles. So that's excited to see his reaction. Well, here we are, and here he is. So let's go. Cobweb Collector is hanging out. Star is here as well. Star says the cover image looks like just a typical Saturday night on the Miami bar scene. Fair enough. Anybody else? Who else is in the chat here? I know that there's more people watching, but that's Facebook user says, Yo, Joe. Ordered my Mutt and Junkyard yesterday. I did as well, and my Metalhead. I can't wait to get Metalhead. Much maligned character in the cartoon, but I think he's absolutely going to be a fantastic figure, a ton of fun to play with, a ton of fun to pose up with all those rockets and like the blast effects and all that kind of stuff. Very, very, very excited for both of those figures. Star says, feels like I'm going into a comedy club late Friday night with this image and music. Feels pretty good. Not going to be as funny, but it's free. So I guess, you got to take the good with the bad. Facebook user, I also see that some dreads are dropping on local Facebook marketplace. There's a bunch of figures still. I've seen, was it Buzzer? I've seen Helix is getting released as well, a little ahead of schedule. So, I'm not holding my breath waiting for any of those things, but I'm very, very excited to get all of those figures. But this Philip Chuckles Provost was definitely one of those figures that I was most excited to get. And admittedly, when they announced it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I was a little bit anxious, but through some help from Kayla Silva, I got a code. I was able to order this. It took me multiple tries. It was a pain in the butt to get the code to work, but once it did, I got a couple in my cart, got my order in, and I was a happy man. And now they have finally arrived in hand, and I couldn't be more excited. So first, let's take a look at the box. It is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so of course it's going to be a little bit more elaborate than a standard G.I. Joe classified box. So we get on the front this screen. I don't know what it's supposed to be. There's sort of like the speaker there, and it's actually, you can see there's sort of gloss and matte going to allow my ring light to sort of, shine and sort of show you what's matte and gloss. All the red is matte. Just about everything else is gloss. You can see that the frame there is matte. It's almost like some sort of like weird box TV video thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's fun. It's cool. So we get, you know, Chuckles on there. We get these Crimson Strike team in the corner there. Actually, on their package from the PulseCon exclusive 3-pack that they came in, this is reversed. So Chuckles is in the corner of their screen and they're in the main screen, which is pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool like callback to this specific package. Then on the side, we get all this sort of circuitry and wiring and stuff like that, which is really, really fun. Like I said, it's meant to be this device, I guess. And then the package is like wrapped around. So like that's the front of the device. That's the side of the device. The cables all carry over the side onto the back of the device. And then we get more dials and things on this side as well. And a QR code, which presumably will link to Chuckles' sort of skill set. Number 75 for anybody that is keeping track. So a very, very cool box. The reason I bought two is to keep one in box, which I don't normally do, but this is one of my favorite characters. This is one of my favorite figures from the vintage line, and I really like this box. The box isn't done with just this. Now, I haven't even cut the tape. I haven't sort of looked inside, so let's go ahead and cut the little tabs. There's two of these little tabs, these little plastic tabs. When it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive and it's you know, direct to consumer, I don't know why they do this. I genuinely don't. Like, why can't you just sort of put it in some sort of slip cover or something like that and just allow you know, allow because you get these little stickers on here, and it's not the end of the world, but I mean, I just wish they didn't do that personally. Anyways, we open it up and there we go. That's where we get what we typically get on these boxes, which is sort of that digital render of the figure with some art there. There's that screen as well in the computer. He's got a briefcase, all of his accessories, lots of accessories in here as well, right? So that's a lot of fun. The helicopter presumably coming to extract him, as he is you know, a super spy kind of espionage type guy. The name is eluding me, but Broca Beach, is that right? I think it's called Broca Beach. You know, there's the storyline with Chuckles in the comic books, which takes place in Broca Beach. So I can only imagine that is Broca Beach. You know, there's a helicopter come to extract him. This is a lot of fun as well. We get almost like a comic strip, and Chuckles is glossy in this. The rest of it is matte. So he's in color as well, and the rest of it is just black and white. So, you know, he steals the briefcase. He has to elude the bats down the stairs, takes a couple of them out, jumps out the window into the waiting car, and away he goes, which is super, super fun. So that is more or less the packaging. Let's get this guy out of the box. And my essential tremor is really flaring up today, so my hand is very, very shaky. So I will use the knife sparingly and carefully. All right, so once we get into the box, it appears to be a fairly standard setup for a G.I. Joe Classified with Chuckles. Oh man, look how good he looks. Chuckles in a very unique box here. Okay, I've said this before, but it bears repeating. I don't watch reviews for any figure that I am getting and planning to review, you know, myself. I don't really do reviews. I do unboxings, but you know, same difference, I suppose. I didn't know that this came in like it doesn't come in the standard Foot Locker that G.I. Joe Classified comes with. This comes in the briefcase that he has stolen. So, you know, it's a locked briefcase, Cobra logo on the back, Extent of Enterprises, Crimson Strike Team on the front. I didn't realize it came like this. Because I was trying not to pay attention. Like Hasbro might have even revealed this. I think Hasbro might have revealed this, but I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't want to know anything about it. I definitely didn't know that he came in this like floral print Hawaiian shirt box insert, which is awesome. I love this. I have a Hawaiian shirt that looks almost identical to that, and I absolutely love it. And the reason that I bought it is because of Chuckles. So, and I was planning initially to do this video last night as a little bit different style of unboxing. You know, I always do my unboxings this way, where I'm back there and the product's here. But I was gonna do, you know, me in a Chuckles kind of costume. Um, I even had a pink lei, but it just it didn't work out. Halloween, you know, with 3 small children, they thought trick-or-treating was probably more important. My wife thought trick-or-treating was probably more important. And if I'm being honest, trick-or-treating was probably more important. But you know, there was a part of me that thought maybe uh, maybe opening up an action figure at the age of 41 was more important. But I was wrong. So anyway. All right, let's get this stuff out of the box. Oh man. And the bag's even got the print on it. That's awesome. I'm keeping this one. Okay, where are my bigger scissors? I'm gonna cut this one properly because I'm gonna keep this one. I don't know why. I'm gonna end up getting rid of all this packaging, if I'm being honest. I'm thinking that I'm gonna like keep it all and whatever, but I'll end up just chucking it. I know myself better than that. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. And I'm just trying to like make... Okay, I get that. Okay. Uh-huh, and that. Mm-hmm. Good, interesting. Okay, let me just quit. Gonna get this guy standing up, and then we'll take a look at the accessories. First impressions, he's perfect. He's damn near perfect. He is everything that I hoped he would be. My only complaint I got one little nitpick, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I mean I think it's down to, you know, they're not going to do a completely new mold for just one figure. But my one nitpick is that I wish that he didn't have such tall boots. I wish it was more of like a boot with a full length pant. This is probably closer to the vintage figure, but but for me, somehow I kind of just wanted it to look more like a pant so that it was less so that he looked less G.I. Joe and more spy, I guess, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but in my head it makes sense, and that's what matters. My head canon is the most important canon. But man, he's exactly what I wanted him to be. He is he's very vintage inspired, but he still gets the Joe Pro on the belt there. He is a little bit, you know, he's not one of the skinnier Joes. I would have maybe liked him to be a little bit bulkier just because of how he was sort of depicted in the comics. But they nailed the shirts. You know, everything about him looks good. The watch looks fantastic. I love the little gold watch with the little display. There's a countdown on the watch, which you won't be able to see. And it's weird because it's facing in a weird way. You're not gonna be able to see it. It's a countdown that's counted down to 1 second. But it looks phenomenal. And you know, the web gear, You know what's crazy is that Firefly has more like it's bigger web gear and it looks like it should be like locked on. This looks like it should be incredibly loose, and it is, but it fits him better than Firefly's web gear, which is great for Chuckles, but it kind of makes me think a little bit less of Firefly personally. That's my opinion. Thankfully, he doesn't have the weird notches in his shoulders like some figures have recently. But yeah, like I said, the shirt looks great. The printing is bang on. Just a really really fun figure. And anybody, I mean, how can you not like Chuckles? How can you not like Chuckles? I don't get it. I know that there's people out there that don't absolutely love Chuckles as much as I do, and that's fine if you don't. I just don't understand why not. I really don't. Okay, let me just quickly adjust the camera. Wait for the noise. It's always fun. I'm getting better and more efficient at it, but it still makes weird noises. And that'll do. I can move him up a little bit. There, that works. All right, let me just check in with the comments because I have been neglecting them, and then we will take a look at the accessories, and there's a lot of them. Luke Poulin says, always good to watch a good spy show before going to bed. Chuckles is Snake Eyes. That's a hot take. Star says, where is it? What's his specialty? His special Chuckles is a spy. He's and I'm gonna get this wrong because as a kid I never like remembered the bios or anything like that. Chuckles is a spy. I believe that he was CIA before he was GI Joe, so he's one of the very few that didn't have a military background as such. But yeah, he's an espionage guy. He is so that Chuckles doesn't get much lore until the Devil's Due comics. But do yourself a favor and look Chuckles up and look up his story because it's pretty it's pretty James Bond or something like that. He's a spy. He basically joins Cobra as a double agent and infiltrates Cobra and has a whole storyline. It's well worth the read. It at the very least, go read the Joepedia sort of thing on the story because it's really good, and the comics are good. If you're interested in reading some GI Joe comics, but you don't really want to invest into like 300 issues of Larry Hama, go check out the Chuckles run. I think it's in the IDW or the Devil's Due comic. It's just called Cobra, I think. What's it called? Now I can't remember. No, it's not called Cobra, but it continues in a comic called Cobra. What is it called? Anyway, it's like 4 or 5 issues, and I'm pretty sure you can just buy the trade paperback. So, Silver K, don't tell my stream I'm cheating on them. Silver K is running a Loki video right now over on the GTFO channel, Geek the F Out. So if you've been watching Loki and you've been enjoying that show, check out those videos. I think this is they're doing episode 4 tonight. I am behind. That's why I'm not watching it. Star says selfies from his tropical vacation. Yeah. Not sure he should be flashing the top secret Cobalt files in that photo. I don't think it's a photo. I think it's a video, and I think they know that he's already stolen them. So, Quip is here. What is going on, Quip? Let me just quickly catch up. Star says such a Barbie Ken vibe. Yeah, definitely. You know what though? If that movie hadn't come out, people wouldn't have really said much about it. I don't think. Quip says Hasbro's doing their damnedest to turn me into a Joe collector with their latest drops, including Chuckles. Well, this is a great figure, from what I can see so far. Let's see. I'm gonna skip a whole bunch of these. Joe meets Weekend at Bernie's. He does have that look. Do you have to save the flappy bit? Yes, I do. Yes, it's a compulsion. Quip, it's a little weird that he's used casual up top and all neat with the pants tucked into the boots at the bottom. That's what I'm saying. I wish, so with the vintage figure, which I meant to get, but I forgot to. Okay, so I grabbed the vintage figure. With the vintage figure, let's do a quick comparison. Let's do some force perspective so that they look like they're the same size. There, that works. You can see that it's pretty bang on, really. Like this one's probably a little bit faded. I mean, it is faded. So this blue used to be brighter. The pink used to be brighter. The green used to be brighter. Everything used to be brighter. But the boots, like I said, it's kind of like they were clearly military boots, but they were lower. You know what I mean? Like if we do the force perspective thing again and we make their legs roughly the same size, there, that works, right? You can see how much taller that boot is, right? And that's my only nitpick. The tucked in shirt thing, on the vintage ones, it didn't matter to me at all. It didn't bother me at all. On this guy, I totally sort of agree with that point. I sort of see the point. You could have done the belt in the way that they've done a couple other classified figures. They could have done the belt in a way that made the shirt kind of come, but then you wouldn't have seen the belt. So I guess it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? You're gonna miss something one way or the other. And I guess this is closer to the vintage figure, and this allows us to get the belt. And they had to give us the belt because some of the stuff's gonna like plug in and attach on the back. So I think that was, I think that had to happen. You know what I mean? Like it was a necessity for what they were going to do with the figure. So, Quip said the shirt is tucked too. Yeah. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think, if you went lower with the pants and looser with the shirt, it's kind of, but I don't know. How do you go looser with a shirt on a sculpted figure? It's been done, but it kind of looks a bit odd when I've seen it. So, let's see here. What else have we got? Oh, Ken's here with a fever. Get well soon, buddy. And Ken sent a super chat, which he did not need to do. But I appreciate that, Ken. As I said, get well soon, my friend, and get back. You've been slipping. You've done toy shows and stuff like that. We got to see more TKO live on Sundays. I hope we got one this Sunday morning. Toy Connection says IDW. Not Devil's Due. I can never remember. I bought them after the fact, so that's why I can never remember. And I just kind of bought the comic books that had I just bought the comic books that had Chuckles. I didn't really pay attention. I just sort of like figured out which issues I needed and didn't even buy like the full runs of most of the comics or anything like that. So Silva K with a $2 super chat as well. Thank you. Still talking about Loki, but you're welcome. Very much appreciated. Absolutely. And if I had a running tally, yes, Toy Connections beat Silver K by 1 cent. It's not a competition. I don't keep track of that. I appreciate everybody. Super chat or not. Facebook user Chuckles is really great. I thought about swapping pants from Shipwreck, but it didn't look right, so I'm sticking with the factory version. If they do another version with green long pants, though, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I also am looking at Tunnel Rat, but the knee pads don't quite look right. So I don't know. I mean, we'll get a figure. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a Dreadnought figure that will have a pant that will kind of be a suitable substitute, but we'll see. Star says, my wife would have a fit if I ever walked out of the house wearing an outfit like that, especially if we were going to be seen together. Well, I have walked out of my house with an outfit like that. and I am pleased to say that I'm still happily married. So I don't know what to say, Star. I feel bad for you, I guess. But it is what it is, I suppose. Um, Quip says Canada has a fever, and the only prescription is more GI Joe. Ken says TKO's on a bit of a break, stacking the history videos before D17 arrives, and my life goes into an abyss. A good abyss, though, right? A good abyss. Eternity and Ellipse is here. What's going on, my friend? Good to have you. Star says camo for tropical gardens. Camo for tropical climates. Huh? He fits right in as a spy when you think about it. As a tourist, he fits right in. And that is the last of the comments. It's also a great segue to get into the accessories because there's a bunch of them. They're fun. They're different than we've seen from most figures because of, the nature of what this guy does, right? So let's take a look. We're going to start with the spare head, which is, of course, the one that I think is a ton of fun. So this is like the beat up Chuckles. This is, after he's gotten stolen the stuff and sort of had to fight off the bats. He's got a black eye. He's got, a scrape above his head. He's got the bridge of his nose is cracked open. He appears to be missing a tooth, but he's still got that big shit-eating grin. He is just built for this. Chuckles is, he's the guy. He's the guy you need if you gotta, infiltrate and extract something. Now, if you're gonna extract something, you're obviously gonna need a briefcase to put it in. Just your standard, typical brown leather briefcase. Now, this has obviously got some battle damage. There's some scuffs and scrapes. Can you see? Yeah, yeah, there he is. The light caught it okay. So you kind of got some torn leather there, but you've also got in the sculpt, they've included, some damage, some scuffs and some scrapes and things like that. And that continues over on the backside as well, which is cool. I presume this opens if I force it. There we go. And inside, it's your standard spy briefcase. Just that sort of. I gotta sneeze. Woo! Did I get another? Woo! 2 sneezes. That is my standard. Let me know in the comments, live or on the replay, how many sneezes do you do when you sneeze? For me, it's always 2, and my wife thinks that's funny. Anyways, back to the show. The briefcase. It is very much a standard spy briefcase, isn't it? This is like the perfect thing to store all your fun stuff for spying, such as your little file. Now, these are the files. So if you sort of have followed along with what Hasbro has sort of talked about, and this is really well done because the pages themselves, I don't think it's going to pick it up. You can kind of see the pages are like broken up, so it like implies that there's multiple pages in here, and it's like a nice file folder. And what Chuckles is stealing files for is the bats. So that's a picture of the bats on there with a little paper clip to hold it on. This is a really crazy good little accessory. And I'm very impressed with how well they did it. It's even wider at the top than it is at the bottom, as these folders always are, because you're going to get staples and things jammed in there. That's really, really cool. That's a lot of fun. So that goes in the briefcase. Next up in the briefcase, we're going to put the binoculars, pretty standard binoculars. These are going to clip onto the back of his belt. So once we go through all the accessories, I'm actually going to put those on the belt, not in the briefcase. He does, of course, get an extra set of hands, and these hands are made for fighting. Fist hands with brass knuckles, and these are really aggressive looking brass knuckles as well. Not just your wimpy brass knuckles, but your bat fighting brass knuckles at that. We get a pistol, and it is just a standard looking pistol, very much inspired by the vintage figure there. So I'm glad that they sort of kept that way. He's got a little set of headphones, very 1980s inspired, with the orange foam. If you're a GI Joe fan, there's a very good chance that either you or somebody that you knew had a set of these headphones with the orange foam on them. Did you or somebody that you know have the headphones with the orange foam? Let me know in the comments there. These are one of those things in the 80s that they were everywhere, right? This style of headphones, you can't find them anymore. That's the kind of headphones I want. Now they're all like over the ear, noise canceling, blah blah blah. They do all kinds of stuff. I don't need that. I just want headphones that look like that. Then it gets a tape deck, which looks surprisingly like Soundwave. Is that am I getting my Transformer right? Does it look like Soundwave? And that actually, I think, plugs onto his belt as well. We get a set of handcuffs. Interestingly enough, these are not split in any way. So to get these on, you would actually have to pop the hands off, put these on the wrist, and then pop the hands back on. We get another set of handcuffs, but these ones are in fact broken handcuffs. So he's snapped the chain, and away you go. That's like, if you've seen the like official pictures for Chuckles, there's one where he's like running away with these broken, which looks really, really good. So I'm going to put those in the case as well. He gets a knife, nicely painted blade there as well. That is going to go on his person. And then we get my two favorite accessories for sure. We get some sunglasses, because what is a super spy without some sunglasses? And I'm going to try to fit those on him. And then I think this has got to be my favorite accessory that the figure comes with. We have a pink lei as well, so we can really blend in as a tourist. The only thing in my mind that he's missing is a camera. That's okay. I have one from a Peter Parker Spider-Man figure that's definitely going to go in with this figure for display purposes. But between the sunglasses, although he's going to be carrying a pistol and a knife, and I guess you could pop those off. He doesn't have to carry those. Maybe am I gonna open both of mine? I feel like I'm gonna open both of mine in the end, to pose them up differently on the shelf, but we'll see. But the pink lei, I think, is probably my favorite accessory. Let's see. Do you have to pop the head off? Nope, it'll just pop right on. How well are these sunglasses gonna pop on? These sunglasses, I think, are gonna need to be heated. I will just show you this. If you'll just stand here patiently, Chuckles. One of the arms on the sunglasses is folded that way. So I'll just heat that up, bend it back. We'll be good to go. But in the meantime, let's see if I can get it. Does this go the other way? No, I think that's on the right way. I'll have to play with it a little bit and get it to sit a little bit better, but hey. Oh, who, me? No, I'm not a super spy. I'm just a tourist here on vacation with a lei around my neck. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna pop these on the back. I'm just gonna pop this on here. Am I? There, that stayed on better. This did not stay on very well, but that could be on me. I do like to gear these guys up. It is fun. Man, get the shakes today. It's always fun to get these guys loaded up and to just it's one thing to sort of get them. It's one thing to sort of check them out, check out the accessories. But once you actually get them loaded up, like, he looks so good. He looks so good. He's like, again, like I said, nitpick aside, He's bang on. He's exactly like he's perfect. He's perfect. He's just a perfect figure. I'm gonna tighten the shot up again because you guys deserve to see a better view of this figure. And we could chat about this guy for a little bit. Man, that's such a good looking figure. Do you guys have this? Did you guys get Chuckles? Are you guys gonna get Chuckles? Let me know. All right, let's see what we got going on in the comments here. Peyote Chuckles. Facebook user Jay, is that you? I feel like Peyote Chuckles is a Facebook user comment. It's either Jay or maybe Kevin. Star, looks like he was the star jock in high school. Reminds me of Flash Thompson from Spider-Man. Interesting take. The vintage figure, like the vintage figure has like a ugly, grumpy face with bags under his eyes. In the comic book, they made him like bigger and kind of rougher looking. This is kind of somewhere in between. The Ken doll thing too. Like I'm not sure how I wanted him to look, as far as physical attributes or anything like that, but he definitely does have like a Ken doll kind of vibe. And I could see him, being a star athlete type. Star says 2 sneezes. Cobweb says 3 sneezes. Oof, Cobweb. Chuckles is G.I. Joe's Waldo. Oh, that is the best. I love that. You're absolutely right. You could put him in a crowd and it would be the exact same as that Waldo book where like each page he's lost another accessory. So you have to like find all his accessories as well. Oh, that's such a good call. I love it. Soundwave, yes. Okay, I was Soundwave. Good. There's another one called something Blaster, and I don't know the names of Transformers, but yeah, Star, exactly. He's blending in. Doesn't the shoulder rig with a 45 kind of blow his cover? Yeah, it does. It really does. And I think that's it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to not notice when a guy is this geared up with like tactical equipment, and then he's got the boots, right? It's not enough that he's got the pistol and the knife. He's got the boots with the pants tucked in. Like, this guy, super spy, sure, but he's ready for business as well. He's not messing around. And that stuff all falls off his belt, so it's gonna go in the briefcase for now. I think when I heat them up, loosen up the joints, it'll be they'll fit a little bit better. I'm gonna take his sunglasses off too, because why not? And the lay, I wish the lay would sit a little bit better, and I wonder if I have it on backwards. So let me just, is there a front and a back? Let's find out. No, I don't think that's any better. I don't think that's any better. It's a little bigger. I think if you took off, actually, come to think of it, let's do this. Let's take his head off, because that was what I was going to do anyway. Take the lay off. This will come right off. So that can come right off. Does this sit any better? Not really. It doesn't really. But I want to try him with the alternate head. maybe. Oh, come on. Alternate head does not want to go on. Now he looks weird because his head's not on properly, I don't think. I want to put the brass knuckle hands on, though, too. The watch is a separate piece as well. Actually, you know what? Since I've got him, since I'm taking the hands off, I'm going to put these cuff bits on as well. Now, can I get the watch? Oh, no, I've dropped his watch. Oh, no. Oh, good. Literally right under my foot. Okay, let's see. Can I get the watch and the cuff on? Oh, yeah, I can, because the watch actually sort of fits over the joint. The watch doesn't like fit over his arm. It fits kind of, that's interesting. That's a little bit different. Duke's watch comes off, but from what I remember, it fits more on his wrist, whereas this fits sort of in between the wrist joint and the fist. So it's a little bit different in that respect. Man, this is a fun figure. I'm very, very happy with this figure. Like, how fun is that? Is that not the most fun G.I. Joe classified figure that we've gotten so far? The cuffs, the handcuffs that are broken, the brass knuckles, the shit-eating grin. I think he should have this on too while he's looking like this. Let me get him in a little bit better pose for a little bit more of a box. I don't know what a boxing stance looks like. Who am I kidding? We'll get him a little bit wider. There, I think he looks pretty good like that. Huh? There he is. What a beauty. I almost think he looks better without that on, but anyway, I'm going to put that back on before I put him on the shelf. All right, what are you guys talking about? Facebook user says, it's Hot J. What's going on, Hot J? Tyler says, I love that colors. Color makes him stand out amongst the other classified figures, which is nice. Yes, absolutely. So as much as he's meant to, blend in as a spy, I love that's with the vintage figure, that was sort of the thing that I loved about the figure, is that he was just so atypical to the GI Joes, right? He doesn't look military. He just looks like a cool dude. Also, I think there was like a Magnum PI kind of aspect going on with Chuckles, which definitely worked for me. Definitely made the spy thing kind of work. I kind of saw him almost more maybe as Magnum PI than as a spy, like more as like a detective. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, just trying to like remember what I thought of Chuckles as a child, but you get the point. How much Lego did you find while looking for the watch? None, because I got a hardwood floor. And I got a hardwood floor in here that looks strangely like this, believe it or not. One day I'll do a comparison shot, and you guys will have to guess which one is which. But yeah, I have a hardwood floor because I collect Lego. I did not want any carpet in here so that I couldn't lose little bits of things. I think he has a girlfriend who's in the same line of work. Maybe they can vacation together. I think he's more of a Bond type of guy. I think he may have multiple girlfriends in multiple vacation spots. I don't think he takes his girlfriend with him, if you catch my drift. He needs a high-tech, weaponized surfboard. That'd be cool, too. All right. That's all we got for comments. We're caught up on comments. Just doing one figure tonight, so that's pretty much all I got for tonight. You know, and I think he's Knuff, right? Chuckles is Knuff for one video. I do very quickly want to share my screen and mention this only because it's in the last day. The Cyberzoic Kickstarter is going on. It is nearly done. They're finished in 20 hours. They will be done by this time tomorrow. I backed it, and I'm digging this stuff. There's one more dinosaur stretch goal to be unlocked, and then another dragon. I'm hoping that by the morning the dinosaurs unlock because I really want to get it. Really cool. Cyberzoic is basically Dino Riders for us middle-aged nerds. They've basically taken the concept of Dino Riders and evolved it. You get the dinosaurs, and then you get the armor that in some cases converts to a functional vehicle. Some cases it converts to another beast. And other times it's just sort of modular. Here, let me scroll down to where is it? So the Tech Clan has armor that converts to vehicles. The Fire Clan has armor that converts to like other beasts. So this is the Razor Hound, which converts to this kind of like hound type creature. Just really cool toys, and I can't wait to get them. I can't wait to get these things in hand and just have a ton of fun with them. This one's really cool. So that's yeah, just a small all different scales of dinos, and different tribes that these guys are in. So you got Fire Clan, Tech Clan, Desert Clan, and Dragon Clan, and we've got a little bit of everything so far in this line. I'm gonna just scroll down a little bit further. The Utah Raptor. This thing looks so good. This one's probably my favorite so far. But I'm really hoping that this one can get unlocked. So the dinosaur is unlocked. So this is a U-Tyrannus, and they've actually done like a blue, like how good does that dinosaur, like just as a dinosaur action figure, that thing looks phenomenal. But then you put a bunch of armor on it. Come on. How cool is that? So this is just about to unlock, and I think they're probably going to hit the goal there. And if that unlocks, the last goal that they had for the Kickstarter is a second dragon. But I'm just really hoping that the U-Tyrannus unlocks. But yeah, Cyberzoic. If you're interested, go check it out. I mean, you talk about high-tech weaponized surfboards. There's some pretty high-tech weaponized stuff in that Cyberzoic line. Anyways, I digress. We're talking about GI Joes. This is an awesome figure. I think, if you grabbed it, you probably already have it and you probably love it. If you missed it, I think there's probably going to be a good chance that we see more of these. I think there's a good chance that these start popping up on the secondary market before too long. And I don't think that they're going to be that expensive. I think what's going on with classified right now is that the prices are kind of correcting themselves after being arguably, too high on the aftermarket for a while. I think they've kind of fixed themselves. They've corrected a little bit because I think a lot of people bought, speculatively. I have my thoughts on that, but we're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to talk about Chuckles, and we have. So on that note, I will adjust this one more time so that he's a little bit more centered. There you go. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. It is always more fun to open toys with friends. Big shout out again to Ken and Kayla Silva for the super chats. I appreciate that, and I will be putting that back into the channel. But it's been a pleasure. Join me again. Hey, what do you guys think of the pre-recorded stuff? Have you been watching it? Do you just hang out for the live stuff? Are you watching the pre-recorded stuff? I'm just trying to get it all out there. I got so many toys that I need to unbox, and I'm trying to do my best to document it all and get it out there. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that content as well. I'm trying to put up, videos more regularly. And in the last little bit, it's been often, which is like why I've been so busy. But anyways, yes, I absolutely do love it. Chuckles is a phenomenal figure, and I'm very, very appreciative of the help to get the figure. So I didn't do my music properly. Let me do that. There we go. Okay, it's back. My outro music. Yes, great figure. Like I said, if you can grab one, definitely do, because he's a lot of fun. The accessories are great, and most of them will work with other 6-inch scaled figures as well. So there you go. That's all I got. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you guys for joining me. And until next time, bye-bye.